This is disgusting. We have a story for you guys. I don't even think, after we do this, I have to block it out of my mind or I'm not going to sleep tonight. Yeah, because this is something for me that freaks me out, especially where we live. This can happen anywhere, and I'm sure many of you have encountered this, but not like this.
If you clicked on this because of the title, it's exactly what we're talking about. So this is coming from rvtravel.com. It's dated October 14, 2024. The headline is Rodent Rampage, Mouse Invasion Closes Popular Campground. And authorities were forced to close down a popular campground because of the amount of rodents. And we're gonna get into some details of what some campers were saying, but it's not all about this story. We're just then gonna give you some tips to try to keep those out of your RV. So we've had our RV for 6 years. Knock on granite, there has been no rodents inside. I mean, I don't like mice. We had a little bit of a mouse problem in our attic. I remember you went up there, I'm like, whoa, what is all these droppings? And I booby-trapped the place. We were catching like 5 every couple days.
Remember how bad it smelled when I went up there? Because we have a drop down and I went up, I said, this smells like death. And
it was death. There was dead mice everywhere.
Oh my God.
But we found the problem, and we're gonna kind of talk, since then we have had no mice.
No.
It's very easy for them to get in, and it's easy for you to keep them out. So let's get to the story first. Before we get to that, quick reminder, please take a moment, make sure you're subscribed, notification bell's on. A lot of our subscribers have been unknowingly unsubscribed. Also, if you're looking at our shirt, or at least the shirt I have on, you have a Battle-Worn shirt on, but this is our RV in the USA shirt. We also have the embroidered hat to complement it. Our most popular shirt by far. We get sales multiple times a week on these. So if you want more information on it, you're interested in it, we're going to put in the link down below.
And also, we just started filming, so this is, of course, when Bowser starts walking around. So you may hear him kind of trotting around, maybe chewing on a bone or something.
And also, one thing I forgot, our monthly newsletter, free monthly newsletter. We restarted that in September. If you were already signed up like last year, we're going to put the link down below. Just sign up again. We're using a new company. It's just going to make it a lot easier, make sure it gets delivered to you. Now let's get into the story.
So there are various reasons given for this shutdown. A mild winter is one of them, this natural breeding cycle, but this happened at a campground in Wisconsin, and it's Rock Island State Park. The authorities shut the place down early, so obviously
it must have been bad.
It must have been really bad. Look, every campground has mice. I mean, it's just,
you shouldn't be seeing them like doing a parade.
Right. So so they had to shut this down. They actually said they're praying for a cold winter. A lot of the campers were affected by this, and again, to the extent that they had to shut the campground down. One camper told a local news media his family resorted to putting all their stuff, I like how they put stuff, they listen to us, in plastic bags and hanging the bags by rope. But this is what's so disgusting. The rodents simply, they said, clambered down on one of the ropes and tried gnawing through the plastic bag.
We would have just left.
I would have been freaking out. Because if I wouldn't be able to sleep. Because if I think they're coming in, I can't sleep. Listen, I can take spiders, I can take bugs, roaches, things like that. Anything that slithers or moves, snakes and mice, I just can't do it.
Another campground reported the mice were apparently believers in malicious mischief. A pair of his Crocs were reportedly consumed by the rodents. Another camper said that by day, nearly 24 mice would turn up at a time, but by nightfall, it seemed like hundreds. Now, here's, if you don't know about mice, you should not see mice at all.
No.
If you're seeing that many mice during the day, there is a problem.
That's an infiltration.
That's like New York City problem.
That's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I mean, that is disgusting. 24 is bad enough, but then hundreds wanted to share the campsites.
God.
Oh my God, I can't even think about it. Who's with me on this, guys? Can you? I can't deal with this.
Yeah, maybe it could have been good, like target shooting.
Yeah, but
it's nasty.
Ew.
So it was enough for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to shut the place down. They're hoping that the winter kind of kills these things off.
And the agency is saying that snakes, foxes, and birds of prey can help to kind of bring this problem a little bit less. I mean,
we have a lot of those in our area.
Right.
Like, you don't like snakes.
Right.
I'm a snake fan. They don't really bother me because they eat these suckers.
Right.
And we got a lot of hawks and foxes, kind of keep them under control.
We do.
But I'm not a fan of mice. If I see a mouse, I am out to murder them and their whole family.
Well, let me tell you the whole story. When Izzy and I met, I remember we first met, you had, was it a mouse problem? Yes.
I found there was one.
Right. So Izzy had his house. I met him. We were dating, and he found a mouse. Let me tell you something. He started studying the living habits of the sleeping pattern, like every pattern of mouse, and he wanted to know exactly what to do, when to do it, and
where to set up the traps.
Right. And you really like dove into that, and you did the same thing this time.
Oh, this one, I went to Home Depot, and you would have thought we had like there was and I get the one with the big teeth. It was like medieval torture. I'm like, these things are gone. And we got them, and we sealed it. We haven't had any sense. Anyway, let's move on. If you don't want this to happen to these type of campgrounds, or if you see mice during the day, just leave.
Just go.
But they're out there. I know there's mice out. We live in the woods. There's mice, but we've never gotten one in our motorhome. So here are some of the things that we do. And we did a whole video on it. We'll link it up above, but here's just some quick tips.
First thing you want to do, and this is one of the first things we did when we got Nellie, or we would do with any RVs, you want to seal any holes that are coming from the exterior with either steel wool or spray foam. We have spray foam. If you look in our cabinets, you'll see or copper or things like that. So this way you're eliminating any points of entry for them as best as we can.
And that's what happened in our home now, is that there was a hole in the foundation that we didn't see. And that's where they were coming in through. And once I filled that up, done. They were gone. So go around. Here's a little secret. At night, turn all the lights on inside. If you see light coming in, you got to seal the hole. So usually under the sinks, anywhere where there's plumbing, seal that all up, because they will get in that way. So here's another one. A lot of people don't think about this. You have your freshwater hose that comes in. You have your sewer hose that goes out. Also your power cord. You want to cover up any holes that those are coming in, especially like the sewer hose and that really anything, because just give it like a little runway. It's a runway to get in. So what we do, we just take heavy towels, we stuff them in there. You could take like, if you want to put like wool blanket, whatever, just stuff it in there. If you want to put steel wool, you can do that also, but just that they can't get in, that it's more difficult.
Right. The next thing, we see this a lot at different campgrounds. Well, we always keep our bay doors and our entry door closed at all times. We never leave a bay door open. And we'll see people that just kind of leave their stuff open. And it's really just inviting these critters in.
Yeah, they'll leave their kitchen open with like food out there. I'm like, you obviously want mice.
Well, or bears. I mean, you're kind of inviting, all creatures.
Another one, avoid areas with lots of trash. Like I wouldn't want to park next to a dumpster, because there's definitely going to be critters cleaning in there. They tend to like to hang out in the high grass and the brush where they can't be seen. Like rodents don't want to be seen. You shouldn't be seeing them. If you're seeing them, there's a problem. So just keep that in mind.
Another thing, this seems pretty obvious, but we see a lot of people, they don't do this at campgrounds. They leave food outside their RV, or drinks, or anything.
Or
They'll
trash.
have a whole setup of, it's just like a buffet for, again, any creature, not just mice. Mice will get to them much easier, but you're asking those bears to come and join you, and it's just not safe for you or anybody else around you.
Mice and their dirty cousins, the squirrels, which are just furry mice. Yeah. They're very destructive also. Be clean inside of your RV. What do we mean by that? This is really more for when you're kind of in storage, when you're not using it, but leaving dog food out, or just like food on the floor, food in cabinets. Mice are attracted to food and heat. When it starts getting colder out, like in the fall, we're very careful when we're working outside. We close the garage door, because they'll come in. They want to get warm. They're warm-blooded. They don't want to be out in the cold, so just keep that in mind.
And the last one is to simply monitor and look for evidence. Do you see, the mouse droppings are very easy to point out. That's how we found the issue upstairs. It's, they look like that little pellets, or what, they're kind of long, it's disgusting, whatever. If you see it, you want to take action so you can stop the problem before it gets any worse.
Also nests, you remember in the Mustang? So I used to park the Mustang kind of in the grass, kind of in the woods. I wouldn't use it for a while. Well, it comes to spring, I opened the hood, I'm like, what? They had made a nest, right? So I power washed the whole thing, cleaned it out. I sprayed like that mint spray. Now what I do, I don't leave the car here. I actually leave it at work, because it's paved and it's not really rural like this. And I only keep the one car that we use regularly. So if it's sitting for a while, they can do that. So if you have a motorhome, you have whatever, turn it on once in a while. Spray that mint anti-rodent spray on the wires underneath the engine bay. That way they're not really too attracted to that. There are a lot of other things that you can do, guys. Bait stations, traps. People have all kind of things that they do to keep the rodents away. I think mothballs, but those smell nasty. I don't like those.
Disgusting. That reminds me of my childhood.
But we want your feedback, guys, us as well as our viewers. Put in the comments below, what do you do? Have you ever been to an RV campground where you had a mouse infestation or just something got in there that was not good? If you like videos like this, to the left of us, we'll put our RV Newbies playlist, we'll put our RV DIYs playlist, and for myself and MJ, to Journey of a Lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.
Would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids.